From my hospital bed, I pulled some strings. I called Randall, the dealer, and confirmed everything. The car was safe, untouched in his showroom. He told me he'd smelled something fishy the moment Clarice had walked in with a flimsy, handwritten title transfer. He agreed to help, stalling the sale until I was able to act. I then called my attorney, a sharp, no-nonsense woman named Evelyn. 2 days later, I was released from the hospital. I walked through the door of our spacious home in a quiet Seattle suburb. Leaning heavily on my crutches, Sarah looked shocked, not happy or relieved, just panicked. Her mother was gone, already on her cruise. "Where's the car?" I asked, my voice flat. "It wasn't running," she stammered. "Mom thought—" "Stop talking," I said, and she did. The silence was deafening. That night, I moved my things into the guest room. I pretended to be fragile and forgiving. Sarah bought it, hook, line, and sinker. But every moment I wasn't feigning weakness. I was working. I dug through bank statements, text messages, and hidden accounts. The cruise wasn't the only thing they'd bought. Jewelry, spa visits, a down payment on a condo in a swanky part of town, all of it. Funded by pawning off pieces of my life, I filed a report with the Seattle police, quietly, making sure every detail was meticulously documented. The GTO was equipped with a vintage GPS module synced to a satellite, a little secret only my father and I knew about. I tracked every move. Randall played his part perfectly. He stalled the sale, then called Clarice, claiming the buyer had upped the offer. "I've got a collector from Dubai," he said. "Cash only, but he wants to meet the original owner." Clarice, greedy and blind, agreed to meet him. The confrontation. We met at the dealership. I wore a tailored suit, leaned on my cane, and maintained a mask of serene calm. Clarice walked in, all perfume and pearls. She didn't even blink when she saw me. "Oh, you made it," she scoffed. "Where's my car?" she demanded. "My car," I corrected. She snorted. "I sold it fair and square. Don't be petty. You can't prove a thing." "Actually, ma'am, we can." Then Randall stepped out from the back, and behind him were 2 uniformed officers from the Seattle Police Department and my lawyer, Evelyn. Clarice froze. Randall held up the original title, signed by me over a decade ago. It was notarized, logged, and verified. Then he showed them the forged version she had brought. I didn't even have to speak. The officers did. "Mar. You're under arrest for grand theft auto, fraud, and possession of stolen property." Just as they put the handcuffs on Clarice, Sarah arrived. She screamed and cried, pleading with the officers. "I didn't know." She told me it was junk. She sobbed, dropping to her knees. I looked at her, my voice cold and hollow. "You let her steal the last thing my father gave me. I didn't mean." She began. "You watched her do it. And you let her spend the money while I was in a coma." I finished. Silence. "I want a divorce." The fallout was swift and decisive. The GTO was safe and sound, never having left Randall's showroom. Clarice was convicted. A plea deal got her 18 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and a public record that would stain every job interview for the rest of her life. My wife, Sarah, tried to fight the prenup, but lost. She got nothing. I even reclaimed the condo, bought it outright, flipped it, and donated the proceeds to a children's hospital in my dad's name. Now, I drive the GTO once a week, on Sundays, just like he did. They thought I was weak because I was quiet, because I waited, because I let them speak first. But revenge, I've learned, is best served with silence, with impeccable timing, and with a signature on the right line and a witness in the right place. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't throw a punch. I just opened the door and let the truth walk in. They boarded that cruise, thinking they had stolen my prize. I made sure they never saw the shore again.